Section 3.3, Types of Statements, video number 2. Let's take a look at one more example of tautology and self-contradiction before moving forward. Is the statement negation Q pointing to negation P a tautology, self-contradiction, or neither? Luckily, it only has two simple statements, which means our table will only have 4 rows. We do need one column for each simple statement. So we'll start with a column for P and a column for Q. I'm going to go ahead and get the table set up, but if you want to go ahead and pause and try to do the whole problem on your own, go for it. I'll pause again once we get the table set up. To fill out the rest of the columns, we're going to need one per connective. There are 3 connectives, 2 negations, and a conditional. So we'll need 1, 2, 3 columns. Now for the order, there are no parentheses, so next in the list of the hierarchy is negations, and we have 2 of them. So we'll do them left to right, first and second. And then third and final will be the conditional. So our first column after the P and Q will be for this negation, which is the negation of Q. The next column will be for the negation of P. And then the third one will be the conditional. On the left of it is Q, but it has a negation. On the right of it is P, and it has a negation. Again, in the homework and on the test, the first 2 columns will be populated for you. True, 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 false, false, true, false, false. If you didn't pause before, I highly recommend pausing now to try to fill out the rest of the table. All right, let's fill out the rest of the table with as little writing as possible. For the negation Q column, we'll do negation, which means change the truth value of Q. So we're going to do the negation of this column. So instead of TFTF, it will be FTFT, negation of this column. The negation of P is the same, except we look all the way over here. So instead of TTFF, if we change them all, FFTT. For the last column, we need negation Q pointing to negation P. Now, those 2 columns are next to each other in the correct order, but I still like circling and pointing every time I do a conditional to make sure I'm going in the correct direction. It is not necessary, but it might help. And then we apply the rule for conditional, which is false if T is pointing to F. And I see one row where T is pointing to F. It's the second row. It's the only one where T is pointing to F, so it's the only one that's false, meaning the rest are true. Is it a tautology? No, it's not always true. Is it a self-contradiction? No, it's not always false. So it's neither. Now, before we end this video and go to the next one, I want you to look at that last column a little more closely. This is not the first time we've seen a truth table whose last column is this. In fact, if you look at your 5 basic truth tables, there is one of them that is this. Do you know which one it is?